Great. One last question.
Yeah, is this on?
Yeah.
I'm concerned that if we go back to Jamal, the case of Jamal, he probably would have had a much better chance of advancement back in the 1970s than he has today, because we've rolled back a lot of our social infrastructure, our welfare state that we had in place then. And I worry at this conference that we tend to be thinking that education can sort of leverage some kind of larger agenda of social justice without addressing these larger social issues. The issue that was raised here about full service schools and so forth and integrating services I think is important, but I'd like to hear more about what people's broader social vision of how we're going to help kids is, rather than busting teachers' unions and getting rid of school boards.
Joel, I'll let you have 15 seconds on that.
I will do it in 15 seconds for you, Katie. I love Kati Haycock, and if you hadn't done so much for so many kids in America today, I don't know what I would say to you. So I think it's an important point, and I think we need to think very, very intelligently about all of the things in terms of social supports that we are dealing with. But I think we've got to answer this question, which I phrase in a very provocative 15-second way. From the day I took my job, so many people have said, Chancellor, you'll never fix education in America until you fix poverty in America. And I believe it's exactly backward. I don't think we're going to ever fix poverty in America until we fix education in America. I respect you disagreeing with me. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
All right, Joel, thank you for that. And I'm going to actually give Joanne the last word here. Many of you in this room are thinking about putting together an application for Race to the Top. And I want her to give you her sort of parting thoughts about what the hope is here and what she hopes you'll keep in mind as you're putting your applications together.
The 15-second hopes for Race to the Top.
You can actually have a whole minute.
So maybe I can actually even do it in close to 15 seconds, because I think it's a pretty crisp message, which is that this is an opportunity that is probably a once in my lifetime anyway, opportunity in education to have a large sum of very flexible money where we're all being asked to look deeply in our own states, at our own contexts, and figure out what is the opportunity for significant education reform. If we could wave a magic wand and say, what are the things we need to do to really change the playing field in my state so that all the kids significantly improve, have a much higher chance of graduating from high school, college and career ready. What would I do? What would it look like? And put together collaboratively with your districts, with your nonprofits, with the other organizations in your state that are important, with the political forces in your state that are important. Use this as an opportunity to come together and figure out what that reform agenda would and could look like. The thing that I believe about all of this is just that act of putting together a reform agenda and thinking deeply about this work is itself going to be transformative, whether states win or lose the money. Coming together and having these conversations is so critical as a nation for us, and will result in all kinds of new partnerships, new initiatives, new activities, yes, in the states that win, but I believe also in the states that don't win. So I just urge you to take this opportunity very seriously, because I think that it could have tremendous impact going forward on what education should look like over the next decade or so.
Perfect closing note, Joanne. Thank you. And would you join me in thanking these three terrific panelists?